All of the photos you see on the screen are taken with a $176 lens, and the sharpness is just insane. APS-C camera and a cheap prime lens. Honestly guys, that is all you need when traveling. Every time I travel, I take either my Sony A6000 or the A6000 and leave the A7 IV behind. And then I always pair it with a different, yet very simple, cheap prime lens. That's it. So I just came back from an amazing trip from Mexico, and this time the only lens I had was the Viltrox 25mm f1.7 Air Series lens. And I've spoken about the Viltrox Air Series before. They have the 35mm, the 56mm, and honestly they've quickly become my favorite lens series. I would say beating out the good old Sigma 30 and 56mm f1.4. Don't get me wrong, Sigma is still better from materials used, 5-year warranty and wider aperture, but it also costs double, and honestly, these featureless plastic but sharp Air Series lens is all that is needed for many, including me, when traveling. And all of the photos you see are straight out of the camera, JPEGs with Sony's built-in creative filters that I cooked up myself to sort of replicate the Patagonia preset pack, which is available on my website if you're interested. But what really surprised me is that this combo and this focal length is just so perfect to travel. If it was the 30 or 35mm lens, I think I would feel a little bit too tight in a lot of situations, as that's closer to like 50mm focal length. Sure, more blurry background, more bokeh, but the 25mm on the APS-C is around 35-38mm full frame equivalent, and I feel like it's the right focal length for travel photos. It is also super light and small lens. I mean, 170 grams. This thing is like 64mm long. It's like throwing in your bag a freaking apple. Now the lens, man, I really don't know how Viltrox did it. And by the way, they're not sponsoring this video or asking me to make one. I got their 25, 35 and also the 56mm lenses. And I just love how they perform. First of all, the autofocus. Usually the cheap Chinese lenses gives me trouble with the autofocus because they use that outdated STM focus motor. It's loud, it's hunting, and it's just not fast enough. But these ones, man, Viltrox has figured something out, I'm telling you. Unfortunately, I didn't have my trusted Axon CMO 4K device. This one, by the way, the one that records the electric viewfinder, so you guys can see how fast the autofocus works. But I have a solution because I use the Axon device on another Air Series lens, the 50mm f2, in my previous POV street photography video. And all of the Air Series lenses, I think they're super fast autofocus. They're equally good. So as you can see, super snappy. And if you haven't seen that video or checked out this CMO 4K device that works also as a monitor, by the way, I will leave all the links below so you can check it out. Now let's talk about optical performance. I mean, I'm not gonna pull up any graphs or crazy stuff like that. You see the real life travel photos, and I think that speaks volumes. And tell me how much chromatic aberration you see, how much crazy distortion do you see, and do you feel the photos are not sharp? And what about the flares? Like, honestly, I think it is amazing. I'm just so excited about this lens. I can't. Now, before someone tells me that this lens is not professional enough, correct. It's not a G Master lens for your super high resolution A7R5. It's a freaking vacation. Take it easy, man. Leave your phone in the pocket, take some pictures with your camera, and just enjoy. And just remember, this is a $176 lens, and you're getting quite a lot for your money. And also, Mexico was super amazing. The food, the people, the culture, just great experience. But I've been also to other Latin American countries and some, pretty shady and sketchy parts. So that's another perk of having a really cheap lens, because I better give away the camera and the lens rather than my life. Stay safe out there, guys. Keep on creating, and I see you in the next one. Cheers. I've eaten almost the whole apple while filming this, by the way. Good for health.